Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to Seymour Shore for round 5 of the NPL men's between the Sutherland Sharks and the Western Sydney Wanderers. Keep going. See it, good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a packed Seymour Shore for round 5 action of the NPL Men's New South Wales competition. It's the Sutherland Sharks taking on the Western Sydney Wanderers tonight. It's 12th against 13th, two teams with just one win to their names after the first 4 rounds of football action. David Perkovic's team securing their first win of the season last weekend, a 3-2 victory over Blacktown City. 2 games in a row winless for Paninikis' Western Sydney Wanderers, and they'll be looking to add some points to the board tonight. We'll get straight into tonight's team lineups for the home side. In goals, number 1, Daniel Nizic. Number 3, Yanni Nicolau. Number 4, Thijs van Amorengen. Number 6, Riley Hollingdale. Number 7, Takumi Ofuka. Coming into the squad tonight, the only change for Perkovic's team, number 8, Brendan Gann. Number 14, Yuto Kokurio. Number 15, Jamie Perchevsky. Number 16, Jacob McLaughlin. Number 17, Richard Shuecki. And number 21, Nick Olsen. On the bench, and one of those to miss out from last week's winning side, number 2, Lachlan McDonald. Number 10, Tariq Maya. Number 11, Danny Choi. Number 12, James Hussoy. Number 18, Gian Fioresi. Number 22, Ty McGowan. And number 30, Julian Fidel. And the visitors, as I said, come into this one off the back of 2 straight defeats after that convincing 4-0 win over Sydney FC in round 2. They haven't managed to pick up a point since then, though. And Paninikis knows how important it will be to get points on the board as soon as possible. It will be a tough season. And he makes 2 changes to his side. In goals, number 1, Tristan Vidakovic. Number 2, Nathan Barry. Number 6, Oscar Morrison. Number 7, Alat Abdul Rahman. Number 9, Awan Lual. One of those changes. Number 11, Atia Waraga. Number 13, Noah Evans, the second of the changes, and his first start in 2020. Number 23, Oscar Hall, and number 26, Bradley Marzal. The teams are just about ready to kick off. Sutherland Sharks in their sky blue will be attacking from left to right. The Western Sydney Wanderers in their red and black attacking from right to left this evening. As I mentioned, pack stands here in the Shire. So lovely to see. And such a good statement for NPL in the competition. It's just a shame that the camera is on this side, so you aren't able to, in fact, see how many people there are in the grandstand. Smithy's Bar is filled to capacity, as you'd expect on this fairly warm autumn afternoon. And quite a warm day in Sydney, and no different in the Shire, despite the sea breeze. The Wanderers here in possession early on. Waraga looking for Luwal, but that pass is intercepted, and now Sutherland look to break the other way. It's been a very difficult beginning to life for Perkovic in the Sutherland dugout. Would have expected a very different start to the season, kicking off the campaign with 3 straight defeats, and we know all the hype, and it's been spoken about continuously week after week, so no need to go into all of it really. When you come into Seymour Shore, it's such a spectacle, a real football atmosphere as well, family-like atmosphere. Up all over the top, gives something for the Wanderers' defence to think about. They clear the ball away. Not far enough in the corner now, trying to pick something up, and they do in the end. Nicolau winning a corner for his side, the first corner of the afternoon. Evening, I should say. And taken short for Kokuyo. Cross comes in toward the far post and safe hands from Vidakovic, who immediately releases his teammate, and now the Wanderers on the counter. Oscar Moore wants it. Alat Abdul Rahman gets the ball and combines in the 1-2, but good defending in the end, and Sutherland survived that. Now need to be aware to the counter. Western Sydney very sharp in the front third, have some very talented footballers. And that front four of Abdul Rahman, Luan, Waraga and Moore has caused damage across the league already this season. Just look how quickly they look to break, and it's a strong challenge there on Moore, who rolling. Great work from Oscar Moore. Scored a lovely goal in that Sydney derby as well. His one and only goal of the campaign so far. Morrison. Amarongan is away. And Dutchman quite keen to know that his surname was going to get read out this evening rather than his first name. So far this season, being called Tice, and it is his first name. Von Amarongan, the surname. Big, strong central defender recruited to the club this season by Perkovic. As the Wanderers get their first corner of the evening. It's Waraga to deliver into the area. An in-swinger. Nijic had to punch that one away. It was a really good ball in. Safe hands from the goalkeeper. Strong punch. Here's Moore. Waraga wants to play it in front. Moore goes on his own and just wide of the far post. Nijic given something to think about there. Waraga was making the overlapping run. Moore saw the goal, and why not? It wasn't too far away. This, of course, is the opening game of round 5 action. The rest of the action coming this weekend to you thick and fast. A whole heap of games ahead of tomorrow. And we'll run through those a little later. But NPL football is very much here. Abdul Rahman can't find a teammate. And it's Takumi Ofuka. Von Amarongan to Perchevsky. Brendan Gann comes into the lineup today. That's the experience that David Perkovic can call on. And speaking to Perkovic, the ultimate professional is Brendan Gann. A real role model to the younger players in the club as well. One of the first to arrive, one of the last to leave. And always doing what's right and best for his body all the time. Proper leader. This is well played by the Sharks to get into the Wanderers box. Ofuka clips it over. Olsen's there. Nicolau blocked on the line. Tristan Vidakovic did so well to get there. A lovely team move. That's Perko ball at its finest, and grabs his head there. Perkovic, he knew that was close to the opener. Excellent movement off the ball and on the ball. And they get their second corner of the evening now. They went short with the first, but I think this one will be delivered into the area. And when you got the likes of Von Amarongan and Perchevsky in the box, why not? Figuring out which ball to use, it seems. Perkovic playing ball boy at the moment. It may be that one of those balls is a little flat. Cross comes in toward the far post. Perchevsky's there, and what a save. Again, Vidakovic somehow gets a fingertip to that to keep that out. It was headed for the top corner. And Jamie Perchevsky almost had his first of the season. Looking at Perchevsky, I think he cost the club more than his wages did this week with how much strapping he had on from head to toe. Short corner taken. Ball delivered into the area, headed away. Wanderers can get a bit of a reprieve here. Luwal's not giving up on this one. Nizic has to react and sends that one far away from Luwal in any danger. Ball's flying in left, right and centre here at Seymour Shaw. Waraga. Ball in toward Moore. Moore has another go. Nizic this time gets down and collects. Here's Nicolau. Back for Gann. All the way back to Nizic. Long searching ball, and again, the Sharks managed to keep possession. Shueki was making a darting forward run. Here's Perchevsky again. Luwal trying to close him down, forces the error. Awan Luwal wanted the ball played from Abdul Rahman. Instead, it goes out to Waraga. One-on-one Waraga here. Good defending from Hollingdale. And in support came Nicolau. And the Sharks win the ball. And goal kick for the home side. Taken short to Gann. Also wants to play it over the top. Shueki making a nuisance of himself, but a strong header away by Nathan Barry. And Abdul Rahman was everywhere early on in this one. Morrison closed down from behind by Shueki, and speaking to Perkovic pre-game, that's what Shueki gives. Doesn't stop running. Creates problems for the defence. Here he is on the ball now. Shueki easily held by Vidakovic in the end. Vidakovic plays it forward for McNamara. Had a bit of trouble bringing that one down. Bounce right in front. He's given the ball away. Shueki again. And if he manages to keep the ball, he doesn't. Good defending and a response there from the Wanderers, but very shaky in possession in that back third are the visitors at the moment as Hollingdale gets closed down. Ball goes all the way back to Perchevsky. Von Amarongen. attendance. On top. Thought about the cross, back to Kokurio. Out wide again now. Patience from Sutherland, and we saw the last time they were patient like this, how they managed to break through the lines of the Wanderers. Nizic for Gan. You can hear move the ball quicker, move it earlier. Here's Gan again. Early ball out wide to Nicolau and managed to squeeze it through the legs of McNamara, but straight to the Western Sydney Wanderers, and Nathan Barry plays that ball into Morrison. Now Ovens. Now Paninik is asking his team to move it quicker. And to be fair, the game is being played at a decent pace this evening. Quick ball movement. Moore. Great ball from Oscar Moore for Tia Waraga. Waraga stings the palms of Daniel Nizic. Good save from the Sutherland goalkeeper. Powerful effort, but how about the ball and the vision from Oscar Moore? So know that Waraga was on there. That's how quickly the Wanderers can come the other way. I said that front four has given many teams in the competition a lot of problems already. The ball to the back post now, but too much on that. Disappointing. Goes out for a goal kick. And the Sharks get a reprieve there. These two teams, as I said at the top of the broadcast, locked on the same amounts of points. Both on 3 after 4 games, but the Wanderers with a better goal difference. That 4-0 win against Sydney FC, a key contributor to that. Here's Abdul Rahman. Back for Bacchus. Ball given away again. I'm sure Bacchus has a lot of nerves. As I said, his first start this season. A pass from Von Amoren goes out for a throw-in. Shouts of handball on the far side from the Sharks faithful. And again, that ball in behind finds Lual, but a late flag was raised. 2 times in a row, that pretty straight ball centrally. We've seen a first time pass out wide, catch out the Sutherland defence. First for Waraga, where he got to test Nizic, but now the ball in for Lual, who was offside, fortunately for the home team. Nizic sends it forward towards Shuweki. Lual so good with that hold-up play. Very important to how the Wanderers try to get out of tough situations against Sydney FC. Lual really had a field day. He was the best player on the park. The Sydney defence couldn't do much with him. Hasn't really been utilised here today yet. A similar situation against Sydney United a week after that win against Sydney FC. Didn't see him for much in the game, was well marshalled by the central defenders there. But then when that mattered, he popped up, got the Wanderers back in the game, and in the end, his presence almost forced home a point for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Nicolau back to Nizic. Was under pressure, had to clear that. And Gann and Shueki going for the same ball. And despite some early pressure and possession, the Wanderers have come into the game well, but now the Sharks have an opportunity of their own. McLaughlin across goal, cleared, falls to Shueki, who finishes off and puts the home team in front. Richard Shueki opens the scoring on 23 minutes. And just as I said, the Wanderers were coming into the game. The Sutherland Sharks find the opener. Shueki, Johnny on the spot to tap away that after a save from Vidakovic. It was a great ball across goal from Jacob McLaughlin. And Shueki, reacting fastest in the box, gives the Sharks a 1-0 lead.
Let's go, you Sharks, come on!
It took 23 minutes for the opener. And now the Wanderers have to play from behind. Obviously not for the first time this season. The light from the home crowd as well. Again, looking for the long ball, searching for Shueki. And Barry looked to use his hand there and push Shueki to. Referee says no foul and throw in to the Wanderers. Perkovic not happy with that call. Shueki chasing again, putting the Wanderers' defence under real pressure. And still Shueki chases, but they get out. It's a great ball. Marzal driving forward. Looks for Abdul Rahman. Good defending, though, from Kokurio. Sharks back in possession now. Here's Gan. Central pass into Perchevsky, and the space opens up again. The Sharks really starting to find their feet in possession. Cross comes in. Shueki was the target, headed away by Ovens. For Amarongen. And Dutchman in possession again. It's exactly what David Perkovic wants to see from his team. Ball movement has been quite good in this game. Cross comes in again, another dangerous delivery. McLaughlin's really putting in some testing balls for this Western Sydney defence, and his coach applauds it too. He's asking, why is no one attacking that? Those low deliveries with the ball dropping at pace, so difficult to defend and so easy to attack. All it needs is a touch. And Olsen's pulled up there. Looks toward the bench as well. And that could be quite serious. Gary Rafferty straight up on his feet as well. And they're just keeping an eye on Olsen. You don't want to lose him. Very, very ginger at the moment. Well, looks to have recovered now, putting Barry under some serious pressure and winning the ball back. Looks as though Nick Olsen will be okay. Very, very worried bench for a moment. Von Amarongen. Back for Perchevsky. Abdul Rahman closed down. Abdul Rahman, held by Nizic. Headed back down. And a falls here for Awan Luau, one-on-one Luau. Nizic stands tall. Great save from Daniel Nizic. So many times this season, Luau's broken through in similar situations and found the back of the net this time. No getting past Daniel Nizic. Waraga! Atia Waraga with an absolute belter to equalise for the Western Sydney Wanderers. A phenomenal strike. Daniel Nizic, no chance in the Sharks' goal. What a way to equalise on the half-hour mark. Atia Waraga. That is something special. Right out of the top draw. And where the Spiders live. Spectacular way to get Pani Nikas' side back into the game. And the Sharks fans in shock. Did not expect that at all. And now we're back where we started 30 minutes ago. The team's all level again with a wonder goal in between. And that one will no doubt make the highlight reel. Pachevsky misses that one. When Amarongan clears away, and looking back at that goal now, Perkovic will be a bit disappointed how his team reacted to that short corner. Waraga given way too much space to come in and smack that one goalward. I shouldn't say goalward, I should say into the top corner. What a strike. Here's Nicolau. Now, Fuka and Kokuryu both have not got too involved in the game so far. Perkovic needs these two Japanese stars to get in on the action a little more. Nicolau trying to head that one on. Last touch off McNamara. Kokuryu was trying to get onto the end of that. Luau now leaves it for Waraga. Goes down. Waraga was away from the squad. Was with the A-League team, but back now. Strikes like that, Waraga won't be too far from the A-League team again. Here's Gan. Good pass into the feet of Shueki. Looks to switch, but that's a poor ball from Richard Shueki. Wasted possession, but look at him. Straight back, trying to put the Wanderers under pressure. They clear the ball away, and Van Amarongan had to react. Abdul Rahman can't bring it down. Thought about the shot from distance there, Bacchus did. Oscar Moore might have a hit, though. Abdul Rahman definitely will. Blocked by Kokuryu. Holding down, back for Nicolau. Ofuka can't bring it down. Here's Kokuryu. Kokurio formerly of the Gold Coast Knights. As the Sharks again come down that left side, but the cross finds no one at the back post. Nicolau now gets his head up. Good football again from the Sharks. Ofuka calls for handball, waved away. Gann reads that very well. Flat-footed was Abdul Rahman, and Gann crosses into the box for Olsen. Great vision from Gann to find Olsen on the edge of the area. And if Atia Waraga's goal was special, had Nicholas Olsen found the back of Vidakovic's net there, without a doubt, I would have called that goal of the season. That one will roll through for Nizic. Here's Perchevsky. Gann quickly closed down by Moore. Ball's looking for Shueki, dealt with by Ovens, and now Waraga. Luau wanted it played forward. He was one-on-one with Perchevsky there. Waraga plays it forward. The Wanderers have numbers here. It's 4-on-3. Abdul Rahman, the ball just wouldn't get there. Van Amerongen did very, very well to get back and get a toe in before Abdul Rahman let fly. The thing that I noticed with the Wanderers side is this is the third game of theirs I've done this year. If you allow them to stay in the game, they have so much quality in the front third to really, really hurt you. Sydney United felt that, but managed to come away with 3 points. But had the opportunity in that game to put the Wanderers to bed. They didn't. The Wanderers managed to create one opportunity, and again, with the class and the quality they have in the front third, they've got so much goals in them. They managed to come back and put themselves back in the game without having much ball at all twice. They put Sydney FC to the sword when Sydney didn't take their chances and didn't look back once they started putting goals into the back of the net. And again tonight, I can't say the Sharks have had a whole heap of chances, but they have had one or two. They didn't take them, and the Wanderers only needed two of their own and took advantage of one. Here's McLaughlin again. He's put in some excellent balls into the box so far. This time goes back. Keeping possession now, the home team. Nicolau. Pass cut out by the long legs of Lual. Forced back here to Rocco McNamara. Bacchus. Morrison gives it away this time. Hollingdale. Forward to Ofuka. Von Amerongen Again, you can hear Perkovic demanding the ball to move. Ball forward now. Olsen cuts in. Well defended by Marcel. And now Waraga drives forward. Waraga loses his footing. And Perchevsky comes across and makes the challenge. The Sharks wanted a foul. Referee shakes his head, says no. Throw taken. Shueki too weak there against Barry. And Perchevsky. No one up there to find. And Hadofuka asking for the ball on the right. He's McNamara. Last 5 minutes of the first half. The Wanderers will be very, very happy to go into the break level. Might even get happier if they can head into the sheds. A goal to the good as the cross comes into the box. Brendan Gann heads away. As does McLaughlin, and it'll be Wanderers throw. And Oscar Moore has gone down and may need attention here. Looks as though it's the hamstring for Moore. He's been lively in the first half so far. Moore getting attention and back to his feet now, but not sure how much more he'd be able to go for. If it is a hamstring injury, it could be the end of his evening here at Seymour Shore tonight. Here's Lual. Back for Waraga, looking to get back on that left, but this time Perchevsky very, very close. Not letting him get any more ball there as Nicolau looks to come the other way. Ofuka, Hollingdale, Kokurio. Olsen now delivers a low ball into the box, dealt with by Morrison, but Shueki putting on the pressure. He doesn't want to foul here. He's got the Wanderers in a good position and does just that, winning his team a throw. .120 seconds to go until the fourth official informs us how much more time there is remaining in this first half. Abdul Rahman has Gann for company, but the veteran does his job. Gives his team the throw. And leaves the ball for Nicolau. Nicolau forward into the feet of Hollingdale. Olsen. As the Sharks look to move the ball from one side to the other. Kokuyo. Hollingdale. Von Amorongen. Oh, that ball was heading in the right direction for McLaughlin. Had Olsen let it roll through. Here he is now, though. Nick Olsen. Back for Von Amorongen. Olsen, and the ball was on for McLaughlin, and what a turn on the edge of the area. Oh, no foul. That is a very, very questionable decision. It looked a clear foul. It wasn't in the box, but it was right on the edge of the area. I have to say I'm surprised he didn't get the call there is an understatement. If they were to concede now, the Sharks would be absolutely livid as Abdul Rahman looks for Waraga. Waraga into the area, cuts it back, but no one there arriving for the visitors. We'll have another 120 seconds before the halftime whistle, at least. Fuka drops it off for Nicolau. Now Olsen looking for the run of a Fuka. Dealt with by the Wanderers defence. Switch ball by Barry. Here's Barry again. Wanderers will be happy to see this through to the break. Or is there one last chance as Shueki turns on the afterburners? Still Shueki. It's touched over the top by Vidakovic. Corner for the Sharks, and Ante Bakmaz, one of Perkovic's assistants in charge of set pieces, rushing Olsen to take this kick and telling the boys what corner routine to implement. Will it bear fruit? Good ball in, and Gann just couldn't get his head on it. Now put it back in surely, but the halftime whistle goes. What a first half of football here at Seymour Shaw. We are locked at 1-1. The Sutherland Sharks, I should say, open the scoring through Richard Shueki pouncing on a loose ball just outside the 6-yard box. But Atia Waraga scoring one of the goals of the season so far. Leveled the scores at 1-1. It's been a good game of football, lots of action, and a lot more to come in the second half. We'll see you back in 15 minutes. Sutherland Sharks 1, the Western Sydney Wanderers 1.
go. Ooh, getting closer. Let's do it. Oh! You got to work on that one. Archie, you ready? Ready? Let's do it. That was good! Oh, that's so close! Guys, gonna aim a bit better than that. Let's do it. Ooh, yes! He's got it! Woo! Okay, let's go again. Oh, that was so close. Okay, you boys have got one more turn each. Let's do it, Archie. Oh, what an excellent try. Well done. Good luck. Looks good. Oh, that was so close. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. You want to do one more? Because the winner's privilege is going to have one more shot. Let's do it. Come on. Make it quick. You can do it. We're still going to get one jersey. Well done. Henry is our winner tonight, ladies and gentlemen. What a round of applause for Henry. It's not easy to hit that crossbar, guys. Thank you so much. You did so well. Enjoy the second half, okay? All right, awesome. Good to see you all tonight. Sharks fans, I've got Jan here tonight who's warming up, hopefully come on the second half. What do you think of the first half of that game?
It's a tough game because players they bring a lot of energy, so you've got to match them up to the centre cutters. So hopefully
I reckon with a bit more luck in that first half, we could have got a couple more goals. What do you think? I didn't say that, but yeah, I agree. Thanks, mate. guys at Barbie Crew are cooking up a storm over on the eastern side over there. They've got a lot of barbecue treats, so pop over there and pay them a visit. But in the meantime, let's welcome back our mighty Sharks, ladies and gentlemen!
And the teams are slowly reappearing for the second half here at Seymour Shore. And what a game we've had in the first half. And what a goal we saw from the man walking onto the pitch now, Atia Waraga. But first, it was the Sharks that opened the scoring on 23 minutes. Richard Shueki pouncing on a spilt ball in the area. And then it was time for Atia Waraga. A spectacular finish into the top corner. In fairness, both teams had opportunities. Sutherland perhaps had more of the ball, but it was the Wanderers who had a very good chance through Lual and Abdul Rahman. Nijic called in, and of course Oscar Moore as well had a good attempt. Oscar Moore was struggling with injury. I didn't quite notice if there were any changes from the Wanderers. It seems as though Sutherland are unchanged after the first 45 minutes. Ball played forward for Lual. Cutting infield is Waraga. He wants to get on that left foot again, Atia Waraga. He has, and shot's been blocked and falls into the hands of Daniel Nijic, who looks to release Shueki early. His pace has caused problems already for the Wanderers' defence, but the ball rolls through to Tristan Vidakovic. Wanderers captain Oscar Morrison switching play. Cross comes in now from Rocco McNamara. One to deal with for McLaughlin, and he does so. Marzal with a effort he'd rather forget very quickly. That shot was a danger to the birds in the trees behind the goal. And Sutherland have a very good record against the Western Sydney Wanderers over the last 3 years. 4 wins out of the 6 clashes between the two. The Wanderers only winning 1 and a draw as well in those 6 games, but 4 wins to the home side here tonight. And David Perkovic will be very desperate to pick one up. Panionikas, no doubt, the happier of the two coaches. I said it earlier in the broadcast, if you allow the Wanderers to stay in the game, they have so much talent to really hurt you, and that's the situation at the moment. Here's Morrison. McNamara wants it played out wide. It's where it goes. Comes into the box toward Lual, and Nizic was scrambling there. Got a slight touch on that one. And McLaughlin had to react as Marzal mishits his pass back to Vidakovic, and Ofuka hasn't given up on it now. Vidakovic decides to keep the ball. Very cool, calm and collected from the Wanderers custodian. Here's Ovens. Back to Nathan Barry. A very frustrated David Perkovic on the bench. He's not happy at all with how his team's come out in his second half, and very animated on the sideline. Don't usually seem like that to his own bench. Usually having words with the officials if he's upset. It's to Von Amarongen that he's giving the instructions to. Wants the ball played quicker. Vidakovic so confident with the ball at his feet. The Wanderers goalkeeper really doesn't feel the pressure at all. And one here for Lual to chase, but Nizic sweeps well. Something he does very well. And if you look back at the goal they conceded here against St. George a few weeks ago, Nizic perhaps came out a little too slow off his area. Something that he generally doesn't do. He's quite aware and quickly off his line. He was in two minds on that occasion. It cost the Sharks a goal. I'm not saying that the goal was his fault, but the keeper of his sweeping quality usually steps up higher. Would have dealt with that, and you can see this evening he's on a couple occasions been out at the right time. It's so important when your goalkeeper is confident to step up out of his box and pick up those loose balls that end up dropping just behind the central defenders. Nikas just calling toward his bench. Has a number of players warming up, and we may see a substitution soon. Oscar Moore still is out on the park, so no changes at half-time from either team. Of course, Panionikas called Seymour Shaw home for a number of years before he moved to Sydney United. Now back coaching at the ground where he spent many years as a footballer. And even as a coach at one point. Barry sends that one forward. In fact, it was Nikas's first coaching experience. Should say first grade coaching experience. Great feet there and great strength as well. Olsen wide for McLaughlin. Cross comes in. The ball needed to be a little lower there, and not enough sky blue shirts in the area. But Nick Olsen didn't give up on that, kept it in, and the home team keep possession. Looks as though Nikas will be making a double change. Harper Riles. And Lachlan Satut, I believe it is, that are preparing to come on. Cross comes in, Ofuka. Nobody knows where the ball is. But Vidakovic. Abdul Rahman. Cross comes in from Marzal, too close to Nizic there. Headed away by Marzal. Waraga. Spreads it wide for Rocco McNamara. Cross comes in. Lual's the target, just a little bit too far away from him. Literally only a couple centimetres away as Morrison drives forward now. Looking for Lual, and Lual's long legs couldn't quite get there. 2 times in a row he's been not too far away. As Waraga dances on the ball, gets into the box. Across goal, Lual was the target again. Good defending from Perchevsky this time. And now Shueki with one to chase. But Noah Ovens, strong, safe defending. And those changes will come now. In fact, it's a triple change for the Wanderers. Harper Riles, the super sub in recent weeks. Ricky Franson.
Substitution for the Wanderers. Coming on, number 20. Coming off.
Abdul Rahman comes off. Cade Backus comes off. Noah Ovens. McLaughlin gets his head up. Ball back for Kokurio, but it's intercepted, and Lual and Riles left it for each other. Perchevsky will pick up the scraps. Von Amorongen. Back to Perchevsky. Good ball, and that one works out for McLaughlin. Cross comes in, low ball in this time, testing one for the Wanderers defense. They do well, and that's what Lual's good at, holding the ball up like that and holding off Perchevsky. And Brendan Gang comes across and wins that header. Importantly, keeps possession for his team as well. It's the experience that Brendan Gang has. Nicolau working the right side. Nizic sends it long. Header won by Marzal. Look to push in the back there. Referee says not enough in it for a foul. That one is though. Free kick goes against Ofuka. More. Good work there from Nick Olsen. Rides 2 challenges as well. Driving forward, looking for options. Not many available to him though. And Marzal, some good defending from him. And now Waraga again in a danger zone. Waraga easily held by Nizic. And Perko asking his team to step on the ball there. It's as though they haven't been warned what Waraga's capable of in the first half with that phenomenal goal. Giving him too much space on the left foot again. This time they didn't connect with the ball as he would have liked. And Sutherland survived. Here's Pachevsky. Slowly creeping forward, the Wanderers are here and putting more pressure on the Sharks. This is better from Sutherland. They work this well into the front third now, but they don't even win a corner from that, and that's frustrating for the home team. Barry thought about driving forward. Shueki smelt blood and decided to step, and he's asking his teammates to step with him. And again, this man on the ball, so comfortable. Plays like a central midfielder in possession. No problems. Lual. Moore. Plays it out to Rocco McNamara. Lual gets in the area. He's a target they need in there. Last touch there off Oscar Moore. Goal kick for the home team. 15 minutes gone of the first half. Sorry, second half, I should say. Half an hour to go. Scores are locked at 1-1. Minkus receiving information from Corey Gamero on the bench. Also not giving up on this one. The 221s going at it there on the far side. McNamara and Olsen. Shueki. And Shueki not really quick enough to turn and complaining to the referee. Wanted a foul there. Wouldn't be surprised if Perkovic goes to the bench soon. Ball out wide for Marzal. Square pass, and got it all wrong there. McLaughlin thought about the early pass forward, but the option wasn't onto Afuka. It is now. Continues his run forward, McLaughlin, but Afuka couldn't see the pass. Kokuyo. Again. Gets it out early to Nicolau. Cuts infield. Harper Riles there to meet him. And Sharks have to start again. Olsen. Nicolau. Back to Olsen. Not a lot of movement. Now there is. Kokurio couldn't bring it down, and the Wanderers wanted a handball there. As Waraga goes forward, and so unlucky for Awan Lual. The ball, just as he tried to get his foot out of the way, comes off his heel. And Awan Lual got out of the way. That ball was on for him, and he would have been one-on-one with Daniel Nizic. There is no way Jamie Pachevsky would have caught Lual in full sprint. The Sharks survive there. Here's McLaughlin. McLaughlin asking for runners. Hollingdale spreads it wide. Nicolau gets his head up, thought about the cross, goes short to Afuka, all alone, and the ball almost works its way out to Kokurio. Good strength from Moiraga. Did well there to find the pass, and now the Wanderers counter the other way. Ball falls here for Moiraga. And just putting a foot in there was on Amorongan. Marzal, pocket pick by Shueki, but last touch off Shueki. Home crowd not happy, Perkovic not happy. Ante Bakma's getting a warning. Vidakovic. Double sub being prepared by the home team. Julian Fidel being readied. And Pachevsky looks like he's in a lot of pain here. Has his left knee strapped up heavily, but it's the right one that he's grasping here. Does not look good for Jamie Pachevsky. He's caught a substitution straight away. He's told Perkovic he needs to come off, and he's done something serious here. And what does Perkovic do now? I think he might put Lachlan McDonald on and push Nicolau back into that back three. I think Perchevsky's heard something after going down there, and unfortunately for him, the physio is doing an ACL check now, and this is devastating for Jamie Pachevsky. We just hope for his sake that it's not something more serious, but straight away he knew that he did something serious. You could hear from the reaction, and in fact I think he's in tears as well. Very, very sad for Jamie Pachevsky. He's back to his feet now, but I don't think he'll be playing any further part in this one. It is McDonald that'll come on, and as I said and suggested, Nicolau will drop into the back three. Brendan Gann will sit in the middle of that three, I'm guessing. I think his foot just got caught ever slightly in the ground. Tough start to the season for Perchevsky.
Bring on our number 2, Lachlan McDonald. Come on, you Sharks fans. Let's get behind our boys.
You just hope it's not a serious injury for Perchevsky. It did not look good on first viewing. They've already lost Milija Popovic as well. What seems to be a lengthy injury. Unavailable for selection today. Was supposed to be a key part of this Sharks revolution, Popovic. And hasn't been available for the last 2 games. Perkovic gone now to speak to his assistants. Fedele, I should say, was ready to come on. He was getting final instructions, and of course you can make 5 substitutions, but only at 3 different intervals. That would have affected what the Sharks were thinking of doing. In fairness, I think that Lachlan McDonald is one of the best right backs or right wing backs in the state, without a doubt. Still a young player as well. Former Sharks youth player. Spent the last couple years at the MacArthur Bulls in the academy setup. He's come back home to the Sharks. Now looking to make a name for himself with his side. There were a number of A-League teams interested in him as well at one point after leaving the Bulls. And again, having to deal with Waraga. He's done a good job so far. I did think Gann would slot into the center of the 3, but Von Amorongen is the one that's slipped into there. Gann has gone to the left centre back and Nicolau to right centre back after that injury to Jamie Pachevsky. Oh, that's a tough pass from Franson for Vidakovic. And geez, this keeper really is confident with his feet. I've said it a number of times tonight. That time, though, I think he got a little lucky. If Ofuka was a little braver, he would have come away with the ball there. Here's Waraga. Plays it central. Keeping possession. Marzal. Harper Riles. Riles in across goal. Von Amorongen gets there first. Shueki couldn't use his body to turn Franson there. And Tariq Meyer and Julian Fedele prepared to come on for the Sharks. Richard Shueki comes off. And Yuto Kokurio, the 2 to make way. Shueki, the scorer of the opener this evening. Past the halfway mark of the second half, and Fedele immediately in the action. Unsure that ball crossed the line, in fairness. In fact, I think that helped the Wanderers because Sutherland were in a good position to perhaps break through the visitors' defensive lines. Franson stepping forward, asking Morrison in the midfield to step up as well. A yellow card to Franson. The substitute finds his name in the book. And second Wanderers player to receive a yellow card. Cade Bacchus got one in the first. Nicolau back to Von Amorongen. Olsen on the ball again here. Closed down this time. Here's Waraga. Looking for the run of Harper Riles. Intercepted by Von Amerongen. McNamara feeds the ball forward. Lual twisting and turning. Morrison looking to combine with Harper Riles, and Sutherland Sharks give the ball away as they look to break. And one Lual will get to this and into the side netting. Lual. As Lachlan Satut prepares to come in for the Wanderers. He'll replace Oscar Moore.
Substitution for the Wanderers, coming off number 23, Oscar Moore, being replaced by number
Someone else is down. Can't quite see. It could be Nicolau. I think it is.
Fans, can we get behind our Sharks? Let's get a chant going. Come on, you Sharks! Come on, you Sharks!
Forced to go deeper into his bench. Perkovic, Jan Fiorese, and Danny Choi being prepared. Danny Choi about to make his first appearance this season, I believe. Hoping that ground announcer Suze loses his voice. He's got a good set of lungs on him, this ground announcer here at Seymour Shaw. Danny Choi injured in that round 2 game against Sydney United. Didn't see him in round 3 and 4. Returns to the squad, and Perkovic will be looking for a spark from Choi. He told me in pre-season Danny Choi looked very, very good and was expecting him to really find his feet this year. Back for him, but back now, and has 15 minutes to help find a winner for the home side. Gian Fiorese, the other one to come off the bench. Nizic clears away. No one challenging that ball. Headed away by Franson. Under pressure was Marzal, but did well to get it away. Franson sends it forward. Fiorese gets up well. McLaughlin. Hollingdale. Mayer. Back to Fiorese. All the way back to Nizic. Fiorese again. He's given the ball away. And now the Wanderers look to create something through Harper Riles. Riles for Lual, just wide. Awan Lual almost giving the visitors the lead. That combination from that round 2 game between the Wanderers and Sydney FC, where Harper Riles was a substitute as well, set up Lual for 2 goals, almost coming to fruition again. Nizic will come and collect that and clear it forward with his weaker right foot. Got quite a distance on that. Through the legs there. And now Olsen in the box. Nicholas Olsen! Vidakovic saves, falls for McLaughlin. Back to Olsen again. And straight into the hands of Tristan Vidakovic. Drops the ball at his feet and calmly plays it out to Marzal. Panionikas has to have some heart attacks when Vidakovic drops the ball and so comfortably plays out from the back. Seems as though Vidakovic doesn't break a sweat though, as Harper Isles now in an attacking position. Good defending. Cleared away by Fiorese. Wanderers come back again. Here's Lual. Pass was intended for Waraga. The Wanderers looking to have the ball in an extended period in the Sutherland half. Nice, neat little turn there. Here's Waraga. Closed down. And now Olsen. Does he have the legs to break away here? Olsen looks like he may just gets into the area. Olsen across goal. Great ball. But no one in a sky blue shirt attacking that. That is the NPL Player of the Year for 2025 as the Wanderers players start to go down now with cramp. And currently 2 down. Atia Waraga, one of them, and I can't quite see who the other is on the far side. It may be Rocco McNamara. Both are still down. I think that maybe the Wanderers have one more change up their sleeve. Here's Jesse Cameron that's being prepared to come on. Not quite sure what's happening here on the sideline, but it looks like we may have a referee substitution as well. Injuries coming thick and fast here at Seymour Shore. Too many soft tissue injuries.
Sharks fans, can we get behind our team and bring them home? Let's go, you mighty Sharks. Come on, fans, let's get behind our boys.
Not only are the players starting to struggle, as I said, it was a very warm day in Sydney today, but the match officials are finding it pretty tough as well. Waraga's definitely coming off, and Cameron is prepared to come on. Reese Edwards, well, he gets an early mark, replaced by Luke Chapman. Refereed the 20s game prior to this one. I don't often see referee substitutions, but I've seen one this evening, and Waraga, after that spectacular goal in the first half, struggling with cramp, comes off now. Great performance from him, one of the most dangerous players in the red and black. Replaced by Jesse Cameron for the final 10 minutes of this one. And you feel as though one of the two sides will get one more chance in these last 10 minutes. A chance that they have to take if they want to take all 3 points. Fiorese was brave there. Morrison. High forts and unorthodox defending from Fiorese, but the whistle had already gone. Maya. Back to Fiorese. Plays it forward. Fedele can't get on the ball, and big raps for Julian Fedele. Scored last week against Blacktown. That's a bad challenge there from McNamara, and he'll go in the book. Luke Chapman straight into the action, pulling out a yellow card. McNamara bringing down Danny Choi. Does seem as though the Wanderers are tiring. McNamara went down the same time as Waraga, but stayed on the park. Here's Gann. Closed down by Cameron. And Lual now driving forward. He's got options to the left. Harper Isles gets the ball out, and it's 2-1. Lachlan Satut off the bench, the substitute, puts the visitors in front. And the Western Sydney Wanderers lead at Seymour Shaw against all the odds. They've turned this one around. They were down by 1-0. And Lual started the attack, spread the ball wide. Harper Isles, who's had a number of assists this season already, adds another. Lachlan Satut with a fine finish. Cool, calm and collected into the far bottom corner. And I thought Harper Isles would take it on his own. Saw the better option. Laid it off for the substitute, who finished and perhaps has finished off the Sutherland Sharks here tonight. A real shock and hush has just gone across Seymour Shaw. Can they get themselves back in the game? Falls for Mayer. His shot's blocked. Can't hit him from distance, Tariq Mayer, but quickly blocked there. Von Amarongen leaves it for Nizic. Choi, how about that for a touch? And was expecting the run from Fedele. It didn't come. Frustrated Danny Choi. Here he is again. They really need him and Olsen to step up here, the more experienced players in the front third. Olsen. Hollingdale wide for McLaughlin. Oh, and he's delivered so many good crosses into the box. But on this occasion, can't even put it in an area for a teammate to try and attack. Tristan Vidakovic, very, very intelligent. Knows how to really eat at the clock. Does the Wanderers number one, and I think he's just placed that ball outside the area too, just inside. I saw the assistant referee jog back. Very, very smart. That's off to the young man. This would be a massive 3 points for the Wanderers. A lot of people, including myself, had them in a very precarious position before the season started, but they've put up some very good performances, and no doubt a lot of that down to Paninikas, as Royals almost blast that one into the back of the net, just over the bar. What a chance for the Wanderers to seal it. And again, as I was saying, Paninikas has to be so proud of his team. So many had them going down this year, but they've really performed very well in a lot of their games, well structured, very dangerous in the front third. I mentioned that earlier. If you don't put them to bed, they can come back to bite you, and they have this evening. Nizic plays it forward. Headed on, Olsen now gets around Franson, Olsen into the box. Still Olsen, and gets the last touch off him. That's not a corner. Goal kick for the Wanderers. Try to mask that, but good defending from Nathan Barry, who came across. Franson thought about bringing down Olsen as he got past him, but thought better of it on a yellow card. Here's Ricky Franson. Deep breaths from Perkovic on the Sutherland bench. Foul goes against the Sharks, and Lual did well to win that foul. These are those frustrating moments now that will really work against the home team. Gives the Wanderers more and more opportunity to eat away at the clock as McNamara goes back down again. They can't make any more changes, the Wanderers. Oh, look at this. He's off the line. That's a goal. Incredible way to finish the game here. Oscar Morrison saw Daniel Nizic off his line. He blew the whistle. Luke Chapman did. And Morrison, everyone in absolute shock. Intelligence from the Wanderers captain took full advantage. Chapman going to speak to the assistant referee, but the whistle blew, and I think this goal will stand. Shock from the Sharks bench. Delight from the Wanderers. I can't say they weren't shocked as well. What a way that will be to finish this game if this goal stands. I don't see why it won't. The Wanderers are so close to taking all 3 points. If this counts, it's all but over at Seymour Shaw. And the referee says no goal.
Sharks fans, are we ready? Sharkies!
Here comes the ground announcer once more.
Sharkies!
That voice not giving up on him yet, unfortunately.
Sharkies! Sharkies!
It was so smart from Morrison to try that. I'm certain a whistle was blown, but they might get it anyway. Cameron! Saved by Nizic, but he gets it again! Jesse Cameron finishes off the Sutherland Sharks. What a way to secure all 3 points. The Sharks were given a lifeline with a goal disallowed only moments earlier to the captain. Jesse Cameron sneaking in behind the Sharks' defence. And at the second attempt, poking the ball home and over the line. What a win this will be for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Incredible scenes here at Seymour Shaw. 5 minutes to go here of added time. It won't be enough. An almost impossible job now for the Sharks. But incredibly poor defending from the Sharks, going to sleep after being given a lifeline only seconds before. And the Wanderers march toward a massive 3 points in their season. Gann plays it forward. Now McLaughlin, and Olsen goes down after a push from Harper Riles. The referee waited to see if the Sharks would be able to create something from that opportunity. They weren't able to. Again, they get the opportunity to retake. The referee's whistle didn't go on this occasion. They wanted to play it early. It wouldn't have worked out anyway because Jacob McLaughlin wasn't ready for the early pass. Nizic has gone forward. Already a minute passed as well of added time. These stoppages and all this time wasted really working in the favour of the visitors. Great ball in. Looks like it's a chance. Are they back on here? Van Amorongen grabs one. Surely too late now, as it's all going on now inside the 6-yard box. Thijs van Amorongen gets the Sharks back into the game. Can the Sutherland Sharks put up another late show? They did last week. It was a delightful ball in from Olsen. And Van Amorongen gets his first of the season. Headed on by Cameron. Can this young team hold on now? They look like they were home and hosed, but the Sharks have given themselves a lifeline. Strong defending from Marzal. Ball cleared away. Headed back again forward. Here's Lual, and he can't bring it down. He's run so many meters this evening. Heavy legs. Couldn't control that one. Jan Fiorese plays it wide to Lachlan McDonald. Cuts back in. Here's Hollingdale. Choi back to Hollingdale. Great challenge from Morrison. Cleared away. Anywhere will do now for the Wanderers. Less than 2 minutes remain on the clock. Long ball heaved forward and headed back by McNamara. And Vidakovic claims and goes down. Chapman is counting those, so Vidakovic can't waste more time than he would want to. Will the Sharks get one final opportunity? Olsen brings it down expertly. Looking to play the ball forward, force back. Van Amorongen scored the goal that gave the Sharks a lifeline. Forward now for Choi. McDonald delivers into the box. Fedele was there. Over the top from Hollingdale, but through to Vidakovic. Sent forward from Vidakovic. Kicks it better off the ground than from his hands. Almost found Nizic. Cleared away by Barry, who's been enormous for the Western Sydney Wanderers today. McLaughlin plays it forward. Comes straight back at him though. Olsen, tired legs now from both teams. We're inside the final moments now. Only Luke Chapman knows how much more time to go. Can the Wanderers settle it now? That's a disappointing effort. Well over the bar, but it won't matter. The final whistle sounds at Seymour Shaw. Against all odds, the Western Sydney Wanderers claim all 3 points against the Sutherland Sharks. What a game of football we had here. The Sharks took the lead in the first half. Richard Shueki gave him the lead. Atia Waraga made sure the teams went into the break level with an absolute wonder goal. And the Wanderers then came back in the second half to turn this one around. They found the back of the net twice. First, Lachlan Satut and his fellow substitute, Jesse Cameron, made it 2 and 3-1, and the Wanderers looked as though they'd done enough. Up popped Thijs van Amorongen from a free kick to make it 3-2. The Sharks tried to create one more opportunity. They weren't able to the young Wanderers held on and secured an enormous 3 points to take back to Blacktown Football Park. In the end, all 3 points go the way of the Wanderers. Paddy Nikas secures a major 3 points in his team's fight for survival. Full time at Seymour Shaw, Sutherland Sharks 2, the Western Sydney Wanderers 3.